Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Varun Uthappa. I'm the speech and language pathologist. The All India Institute of Speech and Hearing is my alma mater, and I graduated with a master's in speech and language pathology in the year 2011. And I'm very thankful for this opportunity to speak about AIISH, Mysore. I did my undergraduate degree in speech and hearing, and I went on to do a postgraduate degree in speech language pathology. I also worked at AIISH for a little under 3 years. And then I went to Singapore and the United States of America, and have been practicing as a speech language pathologist ever since. After I came to the United States, I did pursue my doctoral degree from Loma Linda University. It is also called the Speech Language Pathology Doctorate. It is a post-professional clinical doctorate degree, and it deals with applied research. And as a part of my clinical doctorate, I did conduct a study in children where I looked at different ways in which reading can be facilitated. So that is very near and dear to me, that area. To put it in a nutshell, I think my experience at AIISH was simply enriching from both a personal and professional standpoint. As a student, I was also interested in the art part of life, and I'm a performing artist, as well as I have interest in fine art and literary activities. So AIISH provided that opportunity for me to blend the artistic side of things while learning the professional aspects. And the beauty about this profession is we can integrate the two segments together, and then it can be a part of your life forever. So your hobbies can also be taken into the profession. So in that way, the field of speech language pathology and audiology allows you to blossom as an individual in a holistic manner. My time at AIISH has been very beneficial for me because what it has allowed is for me to have a great degree of job satisfaction after I've graduated from AIISH. The reason being, AIISH has equipped me to become an empathetic person. AIISH has also allowed me to make ethically and clinically sound decisions. And this has enabled me to build relationships with the patients that I serve, the families that I interact with, and based on the feedback that I have received from them, as well as the joy that I see in them when they see something positive happening, when a positive change occurs due to the services that are provided, it really fills your heart, and it tells you and makes you thank AIISH for inculcating these values and these systems into your practice. As a pioneering institute in India and even in South Asia, the All India Institute of Speech and Hearing has been influential in the development of other institutes across the country. And all institutes around India will, in some way or the other, find its roots at the All India Institute of Speech and Hearing. Now, that speaks volumes about the importance and the resources that are available at AIISH, which enables individuals to go out, branch into universities or institutes of their own. In terms of what we have at AIISH itself, I think it's a unique institute in that not many institutes in the world are dedicated to speech language pathology and audiology itself. And AIISH is definitely one of its kind, at least one of the very few of its kind. And what that means is that the primary focus of education is speech language pathology and audiology. And we also have other disciplines to support the development of speech language pathology and audiology. Communication sciences and disorders is a discipline that is formed with information from fields of medicine, psychology, linguistics, sociology, and several others. And at the All India Institute of Speech and Hearing, all of these disciplines also exist in order to support the functioning of the institute. So it's an interdisciplinary approach that is followed at the All India Institute of Speech and Hearing, and that ensures that we have a global idea of the patients that we treat, of the conditions that we deal with, And that is very unique about AIISH. Another thing about AIISH is the library resource that is very, very rich and dedicated again to speech pathology and audiology and other subjects that are associated with it. So then again, if one has a thirst for knowledge, I think AIISH is the place to be to learn and develop into a complete professional. Even the faculty members at the All India Institute of Speech and Hearing are highly experienced, and they are stalwarts in their fields. And to gain from their experiences, their thoughts, their ideas, and all of the work that they've done research-wise, clinically, as well as administratively, I think is very rich. Another facet of AIISH is we are also involved in public education and advocacy related issues. So that diversifies your action plan as a professional as you move out of AIISH and maybe start your own establishment or work at another organization. It allows you to connect with people from all walks of life because you've already engaged in activities that relate with public education. AIISH is also unique in the fact that they provide equal emphasis to both theoretical knowledge as well as practical knowledge. And as a clinical science, speech pathology and audiology requires practical students to have practical exposure, and AIISH is able to provide that in a beautifully blended manner. AIISH has also modernized the delivery of assessment and management services through the use of telemedicine or telerehabilitation as it is called. And that is the need of the hour. And we have seen that with COVID-19 and related closures, how important telerehabilitation can become. And AIISH has been doing it since a long time. So you will also gain experience in this regard. So all in all, I think AIISH provides ample opportunities for any student who is interested in speech and hearing as a whole, or even if one wants to specialize in one particular subject within speech and hearing. It could be language disorders, voice disorders, fluency disorders, hearing disorders, balance disorders, or even professional voice care and other related disciplines. As AIISH is an institute dedicated to speech and hearing, it has all of the facilities that one can think of in terms of speech language pathology and audiology research as well as clinical practice. So as students at AIISH, we are exposed to almost everything that the world has to offer, basically, and AIISH does not lag behind in any way. So we are blessed to have already received information, knowledge, training in the use of state-of-the-art equipment, testing materials, intervention tools, before we even go out of AIISH. So when we walk out into the world, we have a certain degree of familiarity with what to expect. And of course, there would be changes in different parts of the world, depending on the cultural context, depending on the government, the policies, the research focus, the clinical focus of that particular place. But AIISH, all in all, prepares you to handle any challenge that you may have to face in the world. Once a person graduates out of AIISH, the world is your oyster, and there are so many things that one can do with even a bachelor's degree or a master's degree or even a doctoral degree in speech language pathology or audiology. It opens up employment opportunities in the government setting, the non-governmental setting, and across the globe even. It allows you to work in a variety of settings. If you would like to work in a hospital setting, there are jobs for you. If you would like to work in a school setting, then there are jobs there as well. You could work in research at different universities. You could you could collaborate with professionals from other disciplines, have your own private practice. You could work in the industry. You could also be involved in areas such as professional voice care, accent modification. You could choose to work with very little kids. You could choose to work with children in school. You could also choose to work with adults or with the aging population. So the opportunities are endless, and the job market is also on the rise. And it is one of those fields where we are not expecting a saturation anytime soon. The outlook is very good at this time. The beauty about AIISH is that it prepares you to choose a career that you would love, choose a setting that you would love, because it gives you so many experiences in so many different ways that you will feel confident about what you want to do going forward. When we enter AIISH, we may not have a clear idea of what we want to do and what we want to pursue or go ahead with or specialize in. But after you spend a couple of years at AIISH, go on and complete your undergraduate and graduate degrees, you definitely will have a very clear picture of the fields that you love and you want to pursue. At AIISH, what we also do is build strong relationships with peers. It's a small group of individuals who get together every year for the bachelor's, and it is such a close-knit environment that everybody knows everyone, and that allows you to build connections as you go ahead. The alumnus of the institute are distributed across the world, so there's always accessibility to people who are not at AIISH, who've graduated from AIISH and are working in various capacities around the world. These are very testing times with the coronavirus impacting mankind. And as a speech pathologist, I would say that it is very important that we all communicate with each other. We cannot necessarily meet in person and have social gatherings, but it's important to stay connected so that what goes on in our minds definitely come out in words or even through a text. It is important to release our thoughts in the right way. So I think we need to support each other, stay connected, take care of ourselves and our loved ones.